Hey everybody, it is Thursday night and I did hit up my lunch break thrift store that I typically go to on Thursday afternoons, and I got a few okay things there today, but I did not get any of that stuff prepped for listing. So I'm not going to show you any of that until probably tomorrow. So I don't have any new inventory to show you tonight, but I do have a few things going on tonight. The first thing I have is a message from a shopper that I need to respond to. I actually had two messages that I was planning to respond to tonight, and then one of them just prior to starting this filming, they bought the item that they were asking the questions on. So I didn't even bother. I didn't even have to bother answering the question. They just bought it right out. And then the second one is about some items that I just recently deleted from my shop. I thought these are never going to sell. I'm just going to get rid of them. And now the person has reaching out saying, I saw you tried to sell these in the past. Would you be interested in selling them again? So I'm going to just try to send an offer. I'll make a new listing and I'll just sell these things. I'll show you all that in a minute. And then before we get to packing, we have 4 orders tonight. Hopefully more before the night is over, but right now there's 4. We'll before I pack that stuff up and tell you exactly how much profit we made, I'm going to deal with this return that there's been a whole situation where I mixed up some labels, and both of these buyers were good enough to send the item back to me, and now I'm sending them back out. So we'll deal with that in a second. I think that's everything that's going to happen tonight. So respond to buyers' questions, deal with the return, and then pack up orders, and then finally go over profits and tell you all the details about how much money I made. So yeah, I guess that's everything. I'm happy to have you here tonight, and let's get to work. So just a few days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I was doing some inventory auditing, and I pulled these game pieces out for, it's a game called Stomp-All. It's a marble based game and it has these stomper things. I don't know how it really works. I've never played it, but I got the game. It was missing some pieces, so I was just trying to sell the parts in order to recoup my investment. And I just decided I don't really want to be in the game part replacement pieces business anymore, and so I deleted these from my shop and I just set them over there on the counter, and I didn't do anything with them yet. But then somebody sent me a message today. Do you still have any Stomp-All replacement pieces? Specifically, I'm looking for the dark blue stomper. So she probably just wants this one piece, and she probably wants it for $4 or something, but I'm assuming it's a woman. Oh yeah, because her name says Beth right in it. So I'm going to just offer her all of this in one lot. I'm going to say I just took them. Well, let's just respond to her now. I'll say, I just deleted all those Stomp-All listings because I didn't think they'd sell. I can relist all the parts I have, parentheses, I think, including the dark blue stomper at, I'm just gonna say like $10. Then I'm gonna say I'll send the link when it is ready, and then I'm gonna make that listing right now. Okay, funny. I just deleted all of those Stomp-All. I'm gonna make that capitalized, Stomp-All listings, because I didn't think they'd, I'm gonna put ever in here, ever sell. I can relist all the parts I have. I think I'm gonna take out, I think, including the dark blue stomper at $10. I better put plus shipping, plus. If she comes back and says she wants it cheaper, I'm going to throw these in the garbage because I don't want to sell them for less than $10. I'll send the link when it is ready. Okay, I'm going to send that, and then I'm going to make that listing right now. I'm going to open this. This is the previous listing, which I deleted. One reason I deleted it is because it's a variation listing, and I've had trouble with those, and I don't want to do them anymore. So Stomp-All game replacement marble stopper pieces parts spin master board. No, I'll take out that. It doesn't matter. This I had listed for like 18 months, 17 months, and it didn't sell, and I just thought enough's enough, get rid of it. Okay, exit. I want to get rid of all of this variation stuff if I can. Exit. I don't know if it's going to let me. Default photo. This is why I don't, I mean, setting up these variations is more trouble than it's worth. So how do I get rid of it? I might have to go in and edit it individually and delete every single one of these. So this is why, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I don't like the variations. Okay, I'm going to delete all images because I have photos already. And what's that message? That's an eBay message. Okay, delete. I can delete all these at one go. Yes. Delete. Yes. Save and close. Now, did it do it? We'll find out. And then hopefully when we go back here, there's no variation stuff. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, so I'm going to write marbles and stompers in great condition, ready to make your Stomp-All gameplay playable again. Okay, I'm going to put $10. I'm going to put shipping, calculated ground advantage. I'm basically going to just charge exactly what it costs to ship this. 6 by 5 by 5, the packages. I've got this box right here. Throw these in the box. This is what they are. I mean, it's just marbles, really. I mean, you probably could play it with any marbles. 12 ounces. It already says 15. I'm going to just make it 14. And save that for later. Now get the phone. This is where I have the pictures on the phone. So we'll go to the... come on. She says, okay, thank you. My 1-year-old hid the dark blue stomper and I can't find it anywhere. We never even left the kitchen. I understand that. I lost a magnet yesterday for this DJI microphone and I can't find it anywhere. Sorry if this is making a lot of noise. Clipping it back on. Okay, I'm going to go to, go to eBay, go to selling, go to drafts, and the first thing there should be this one that I just made, Stomp-All game. I'm going to add those photos. I took them right before I started filming. Let's start with this, and then I'm going to put the dark blue one first because that seems like what she needs, and then I'm going to hit done. Oh, I don't have very much battery here, so I better go quickly tonight. Hit done. Now list your item. So that should be now here under active listings, and then it's not. So let's try to refresh this page. Okay, listing errors, quantity. Okay, turn this off. Promote the quantity. Is this because of the variation listing? Description, pricing, it should be under here. Quantity, 0, that's why. Change it to 1 and hit list again, see what happens. Listing error. All right, I guess I have to start over because that variation thing is hanging on even though I've turned it off. All right, let's go back. Okay, manage listings. I'm just gonna start from scratch, I guess. Create a listing. Let's go to here and do drafts, and then I'll just copy everything from that draft if I can find it. Listings, drafts. Here it is, Stomp-All game replacement parts. There's the title, used. I don't need to do any of this. I just want to get straight to the listing. I do have a custom SKU all ready to go. That tells me where I got this stuff and how much I paid for it. The answer is 45 cents at the Goodwill on May 18th of 2024. Now let's open that. Let's open this. Resume listing. Brand, Spin Master. I'm not going to fill all this in because this lady is just going to buy this right away, hopefully. And if she doesn't, then I'm going to delete it and throw them in the garbage. Okay, $10. Allow offers and those. Calculated ground advantage. I could do flat rate shipping on this and make it easier for me, but I'm trying to keep this as cheap for her as possible because I want her to buy all of this and not just argue that she can get the she can just get the one piece that she needs. It might be good to have backups. If you got a kid and you're playing a game with marbles, it's going to be good to have backups in case those pieces get lost again. Okay, now I'm going to delete this one. Cancel that. It's trying to make a copy and I want to delete it. Okay, deleted. Now go back to the phone again. Stomp-All game. Let's add those photos. This is a little bit complicated, and it all comes down to that variation listing. And I would say, unless you're selling something real simple like a t-shirt that has different sizes, don't fool around with these variation listings. They're, in my experience, they're more trouble than they're worth. I mean, sometimes you'll sell some of those parts and then all of a sudden it shows that you have them again and you don't. You know, I sold something twice even though I only had it once. Okay, active listings. Should be there. First one on the list is there. Let's copy that link. This is supposed to be a short video tonight, but It's already taking too long. Unread messages. Thank you. I'm going to give her the link, and then I'm going to say something cute. I'm going to say, with a 1-year-old, you might need all these extra marbles! Exclamation point. And then I'm going to send that, and then we're done with this project right now. I'm going to hope this gets purchased right away and I can just seal that box and ship these tonight. That would be the ideal situation. And I'll probably make like $5 or $6 on these if she buys it for 10 bucks. But next on the agenda is this return. This came all the way back from Washington State to me. I accidentally sent this buyer this Super Mario Brothers game when he actually bought magazines. It looks like they sent a brand new envelope in this nice teal color, aquamarine. And oh, this is the package that I shipped it in, this cheap generic Amazon package. So thank you for sending it in a nice container. They flipped the disc over for some reason. That's strange. But this will go in the garbage. This one I'll use again. Why not? So I need to put this. Actually, I'm just going to use it right now. I want to put some cardboard around this. If I have a couple of pieces that are the right size, or at least close to the right size, close enough. What am I getting? What messages am I getting now? I should turn my notifications off, but I want to be notified if that lady buys those game pieces. That was Jessica asking if I made dinner, and I did not, so hopefully she brings something home because I'm hungry. Okay, that's gonna be good enough. Extra protection, put it in this envelope and then tape it up. So I have to figure out which address to send this to, and it's gonna take a little doing because I get confused easily by, I sold 2 of these Mario Brothers games on the same day to 2 different people. So I got to make sure that I'm resending this to the right person. So I mixed up the labels. I sent the wrong items to the wrong people. Both of them were nice enough. They were kind of mad about it, but they came around and they shipped them back to me. I refunded them their payments, and I'm sending them the items for free because I feel bad about making this mistake and I want them to get the product that they wanted, and I'm just going to wipe the slate clean. My expense on these things is very minimal, so I'm not really going to be losing that much money, and hopefully I'll have 2 happy customers who may even go so far as to leave me positive feedback. So let's go back to the unread messages, and should I search for Mario or just scroll? Okay, that's the guy that sent it back, and I need to send it to the different guy. All right, let's try searching Mario and see what happens. Okay, Super Mario Galaxy complete. Okay, thank you. Okay, so he came at me pretty hard. This guy was calling me a scam artist and demanding an immediate refund. And then I said, I'm sorry, I mixed up the 2 labels. I was going to ask you to return the item and blah, blah, blah. He already did it. Thank you for doing that. You should get a return label right away. I've already reached out to the magazine buyer and asked him blah, blah, blah. Once I get the game back, I will send it to you at no charge. Again, I'm sorry for the mistake. And then he said, oh, that's okay. Thank you so much for doing that! Exclamation point. I really appreciate it. So turned out to be, I don't know, sometimes you just be nice to people and they can change their tune pretty quickly. So I'm going to buy this label from Reship, and I'm going to go here, and I mean, I probably shouldn't be letting you see his name and address and everything, but let's not worry about it too much. So I put his name in. I don't have his phone. I have his address. There's the address. No apartment number. It's in Iowa, so it should get there pretty quickly from Chicago, where I am. City, Iowa. I'm copying all this information. Okay, let's see. Oh, she just says thank you, so hopefully she'll buy that right away. It's funny how sometimes you're having a conversation with somebody about something they want to purchase, and you're sending messages back and forth once every 10 seconds or whatever. And then you've come to an agreement, and then it takes them 3 days to buy the item. Okay, on Reship you can choose an envelope. It was a little bit cheaper for some reason than a box. It wants the dimensions 9 by 9 for, there's no way on eBay to only put 2 dimensions. You have to put 3. On Reship, if you select envelope, it only asks for 2. 7, it's 0 pounds, 7 ounces. So this is gonna be pretty cheap. Extra services, no. Then I'll choose get rates. No thank you. It wants to save the address. Okay, $4.86 is the cheapest rate. I'm not surprised by that, so I'm just gonna buy this label. And I'll stick it on here and get this sent out with tomorrow's mail, and should turn out just fine. Is that, oh, that's the purchase of this label coming into my email. Print. Okay, later I will go into the messaging. Oh, there's the Stomp-Alls. Later I'll go into the messaging system in eBay, and I'll contact him and tell him this package is on the way, that it has a tracking number so he can track it, and that should be that for this. This should be the end of that whole saga. And then the next thing we're going to do tonight is pack up the orders, which are now 5 instead of 4. So hold on for 1 minute. I'm going to go grab everything from my inventory and then pack it all up. Okay, I pulled these 4 orders plus the Stomp-All things are over there. And I started a little bit of a project preparing this box to fit this giant Pyrex bowl. I'm not real excited about this sale. I've had this bowl for a long time, so I got an offer today and I took it, but it's a very low amount for the amount of packing that it's gonna involve. And this is a, fragile item. It's got to be packed properly. I think I've had this since at least 2023. Let's see what date exactly. Here we go. Since April 1st, 2023. So we're talking about 2 years and I don't know, what is that? Today is October 2nd, so 6 months. 2 years and 6 months I've had this bowl. Like, it's a nice Pyrex bowl. This might have been the very first Pyrex I ever bought with the intention of selling it. And I guess I didn't do that well because it took a long time to get somebody interested in it. And maybe I could have ended and relisted it and gotten a little bit more attention to the listing and sold it for a higher price, but enough's enough. I can't keep things for that long and hope to get high amounts for them. I can't be making high profits on things, but I don't like shipping fragile stuff unless it's making a good amount of money. And this is gonna make, I paid $4 for this, sold it for 25, that's 21. Then eBay fees are gonna be, I'm probably gonna make $14 on this bowl or something like that. So not a great situation. This is not worth it to ship it probably, but I'm also probably going to be spending, let's see, probably at least $4 in shipping materials, maybe more. So this is a bad deal all around, but somebody bought it, they're going to get it, they're going to be happy with it. It's a nice bowl. I mean, this is the orange, I think it's called Daisy Sunflower or Yellow Sunflower or something like that. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but it's a nice pattern, but I guess it's not one of the more sought after ones. I'm going to go ahead, and maybe I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on the bowl itself to get this bubble wrap nice and tight. Maybe not a good idea to put masking tape directly on the print, but I did it. It's done. I got a what I thought was a Coach purse the other day for $2.50, and I didn't think it was a real high-end, high-value one, but Coach stuff, it all sells. But it had instead of having a price tag, they had put a piece of masking tape, and when I peeled the masking tape, the leather in quotes, just peeled into pieces. So that was definitely a fake. I don't know if I've seen fakes or not, but I have sold some nice quality stuff, like designer stuff, Louis Vuitton, and whatever else, Coach for sure. So I sold quite a few of those higher end items, and it's like when you're struggling to figure out, like, is this thing authentic or could it possibly be fake? Most of the time it's like, this thing looks just as good as the original, so if it's not the original, then it's almost impossible to tell. But this Coach purse, I mean, once I took that tape off of it, it was just like, whoa, this thing is junk. Like the most cheap faux leather you've ever seen, and it just crumbled into pieces. All right, I made this box. I took 2 boxes that are kind of short. Like this size is 16 by 16 by 4 or 5. And I'm gonna put 2 of them together like that and get this bowl floating right in the middle. It should be plenty of room around it. I'd like to double box something like that, but not for a $25 item. I can't justify that. I think I just got another sale. Oh yeah, some Craftsman sockets. So get those packed up at the end of the video here. So how much paper am I going to be using here? Kind of a lot. I don't really know how much this cost by the square inch or anything like that, but it's probably more like a linear inch. But I have to do what I have to do. I can't sell this to somebody and get it to them broken. So we're gonna pack it, but if it does get broken, it's $25. I'll just refund that money and be done with it, be happy. So speaking of refunds, I mentioned one refund that I'm kind of dealing with last night on a video, but I didn't want to go into it too much. But it just, very recently I sold this big guitar pedal, that Line 6 multi-effects guitar pedal. I sold it for $130 and it was going to Texas. And I had tested that thing fully, and in fact I had been kind of using it a little bit as a guitar pedal. You know, I was fooling around with it when I played guitar. So I know it all worked when I shipped it. There was a broken, it's not the light bulb, but like the light bulb lens was missing. So I disclosed that in the listing. So I was very clear that that thing was broken. And then the guy got it and he messaged me a few days ago and said that a bunch of other stuff was broken. It's like a translation from Spanish. eBay does its own translation. And so it was a little bit hard to tell exactly what he was saying the problem was, but in any event, he wasn't happy with this thing, or he was saying he wasn't happy with it. And I said, I thought he might be fishing for a partial refund, which I'm not interested in doing that. So I said, you know, you can send it back, just open a return. And then he said, well, I'm in Puerto Rico now. I had it shipped to me in Puerto Rico. So he had me ship it to Texas, and then he had, I don't know if it's a freight forwarding company or a family member or something. Somebody shipped it to him in Puerto Rico. And he said, I'm in Puerto Rico now. Will you pay for me to ship it back from Puerto Rico? Which, no, I won't. I don't even have the option to do that. I know, I don't have any problem with freight forwarding. I've done that a lot. I've sent things to freight forwarding companies a lot, and I haven't had any issues. But issues do come up, but they do not affect me. They affect the buyer, because eBay's terms of service say, you know, they have the money back guarantee thing. You have a problem with anything, like a real legitimate problem, you can return it. Even if you think that you don't take returns, if somebody requests a return in the right way, you're going to have to pony up the money to refund them. So I offer free returns. I offer free 30-day returns. So if you buy something from me, within 30 days you decide you don't want it, I'm taking it back. I don't love it, but I'm doing it, and I'm paying to have it shipped back to me. So it doesn't come up that often, maybe once or twice a month, the most. So anyway, this guy's in Puerto Rico, so I reached out. I've never done this before. I reached out to eBay from their Facebook page, which I've seen a lot of people recommend. I've never done it, but I reached out to them through their comment messenger, and I told them the situation. This guy's now in Puerto Rico, and he wants to do a return, and they said, you are not responsible for paying for a shipping label to send that back to you from Puerto Rico. So if you tell him to start the return after 3 days, we will step in and cancel the return. So I went ahead and told him, I can't get you a label from Puerto Rico. I can only get a label from Texas. So if you want to start the return, go ahead. I'm not sure how it will work out, but I am pretty sure how it will work out. I think he will be told, I'm sorry, no. And I have a sneaking suspicion. I can't be 100% sure that it's some sort of a scam, but I have a suspicion it is a scam, that he's trying to get me to give him $50 back or something like that. But he didn't ask for a partial refund, and I didn't offer one. But right now I told him, if you want to try to send it back, open the return, and eBay will handle it. And I haven't heard anything. That was the day before yesterday. So I think he probably realized the jig is up. He's not going to get a partial refund, and he's moving on to something else. Okay, this is about as good as I think this is gonna ever be. This actually looks nice. This looks like a good package. I want this to be a little bit tighter. Okay, I think Jessica's on the way home. She was asking about dinner, so I didn't eat anything for dinner tonight, so I'm hoping she stops and brings something home. But I'm gonna try to get done tonight before she gets here, but I don't think I'm probably gonna make it. Okay. What's it called? Pyrex. I'm gonna go ahead and do these corners. I hate doing this, but feels justified here somehow. Probably isn't. I'm gonna do strips this way too. And flip it over. Once this one's done, everything else should be smooth sailing. All right, so I went out today. I said earlier, I went to my thrift store and I got some stuff. I'm gonna work on getting that stuff listed tomorrow, and I'm contemplating staying home and not going out for more inventory. I know I'll go out Saturday. The final installment of that church rummage sale, they usually do it for 3 weeks, and once on Saturdays, every Saturday for 3 weeks. So that should be on Saturday, and they told me it's gonna be like highly discounted stuff on that Saturday. So I'm definitely gonna go to that. But I may just stay home tomorrow and work on listing and work in the death pile and do some inventory or something. Okay, what's in here? Pyrex. So if I I will definitely make a video tomorrow, but I suspect it's gonna be sort of a mishmash of all kinds of different stuff happening. So it seems like these videos are getting to be more and more of that. This is 6 pounds, 16 by, what did it turn out to be, 9? 8. Okay, who's it going to? Pyrex. Oh yeah, and then I got to get those sockets. This is going to BH in Missouri. I don't really know how far that is. That's not too far. Like I think Missouri. Yeah, that's not far. That'd be easy and cheap. All right, what's next? I'm going to the bottom of the list. Here's a Crown Royal hat. This is like a very distressed. It's like intentionally distressed. You can see all these like fake holes that have been stitched up. I guess this was popular in the early 2000s maybe. Like that's when people were doing distressed hats. I had this listed since 2023, again, October this time. And it only sold for $20, but $20, I was kind of surprised. When I saw the sale come in, I was assuming it was going to be like a $9.99 sale. And then I looked at the listing. I was like, oh, $20, that's not bad. So green bag, this will keep it safe-ish in shipping. And I'm going to use one of these boxes. I'm not going to I don't think I'm going to put any paper or anything. I'm just going to throw the hat in here, seal it up. Perfect. For these kind of hats, these like floppy, less structured hats, this kind of box works good. Some of those hats have like a high crown and they need a little bit better, bigger box, but these ones work pretty good for most of them. Hat, it's going to be very light, 7 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3. It's going to GM. That is in Alabama. So General Motors in Alabama. Down. All right, good, done. Next, I just ended and relisted these a couple days ago when I was doing inventory, and they are these vintage. These are super vintage. I think these are probably from the 50s or maybe even the late 40s. They're like, it's called Friends from Other Lands, Gibson's Educational Entertainment Greeting Cards. So it's like these real stereotype cards, like the stuff it says about this person from Japan. I am proud to be Japanese. My country is very, very old. So it's a lot of like nonsense that's supposed to, I guess, make you feel like you're connected to people in other lands by telling you the most stereotypical nonsense about their culture. Anyway, I don't know exactly how old they are. There's no sales history of something like this. So I had this set, which was complete. I had another set that might have 1 card missing. I can't remember. Maybe 2 cards missing. And I just made up prices because there's no sales history. And they've been listed for a little while. This is actually not that long. January of this year, so 10 months. Actually, it's the very end of January, so it's probably more like 9 months. I thought I had these for like 2 years. Anyway, I just made up a price. Like I think I listed them for $40. And then when I relisted it a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, I lowered the price down to $30, I think, 32 maybe. And then today somebody sent an offer for 25, and I mean, what am I gonna do? Keep these forever? They know how much it's worth more than I do. So I'm letting it go for $25, and I'm happy to see it go. It's fine. Okay, let's close it up. Good. Cards, 13 ounces, 13, 10 by 7 by 3. This is going to CLW in New Jersey. Gone. All right, what's next? Okay, this coat. Is this the last thing? No, Stomp-All and then sockets. This coat, this is a Chicago Bears. It's an on-field brand. It's like something about salute to service day. So I don't know if I don't know exactly what this is. It has this salute to service tag on the bottom. I don't know if they had a special day at the park, at the field, soldier field, where they were honoring military men. It has this like digital camo on it. I think I paid a little too much for this, but I got taken with it. I bought it at a, there's a school here that has a rummage sale once a year. And it's a big sale, and it's no air conditioning. It's so hot in there. And then they have like a giant gym that's filled with stuff. And then there's a room next door that they call like the boutique or whatever, where they put stuff they think is fancier. And this came out of the boutique. And it was $30, and I went back and forth on it. Like, should I buy this for $30? I thought it was probably worth $100, around $100 somewhere. So I hung on to it. I took it out of there for $30, and I ended up listing it a little bit cheaper than that. I think it must have been $95. I don't know. Anyway, I sent a 10% off offer today on it, and I sold it for $85.49, which is probably going to leave me a profit of $30 maybe. I'm not sure. 35, 40. We'll find out at the end. I'll do all of my math once this is all packed and all the labels are bought. Okay, this box will fit fine. I just sent a motorcycle jacket, a leather coat in this same box, and that jacket was much more hefty than this coat is. So this is the one, somebody sent me a message and they said, what is the lining of the sleeves? So I was at work. Obviously, I'm not going to check the lining of the sleeves while I'm at work. So I was waiting until I got home, and I was going to respond to that because I want to sell this. And then before I had a chance to respond, they just bought it outright. So it's done. Hopefully they don't get it and have a problem with the lining of the sleeves, because I did not tell them what it is, and I do not know what it is, and I do not care what it is. I just got to get rid of this coat. This was just this summer, so June. I'm hoping now it's getting colder. I mean, it's not getting colder. It was super hot here the last few days. I think it was like 10 days in a row, the highest temperature for these dates in the Chicago area. So, but winter is coming, and I have a lot of coats that have been sitting for a long time. So I'm hoping that some of this stuff starts to go. 2 pounds, 2 ounce. This is 12 by 12 by 6. And who's buying it? LH. I'm not even sure if this is the same person who was asking the question. Honestly, it could be somebody else. And this is going to Illinois. This is going down where my niece lives. Same town. Okay, that's done. Okay, Stomp-Alls. These are those game pieces we were just looking at earlier. That sale came in, and happily enough, somebody wanted them. I mean, I don't know why they didn't buy them a week ago before I relisted them, but I'm glad they didn't, because they would have only just bought the piece that they need, and I would have been stuck sitting around with all these different colors. So good for Stomp-All, good for everybody. These are going out, and this mother with a young baby will be able to play her favorite game again. Stomp, 13 ounces, 13 6 by 5 by 5. I already have all this information. I just made the listing a few minutes ago, so let's see. BW and Montana. All right, I'm gonna go grab those sockets that just sold a few minutes ago and get them packed. So hang on. All right, this last sale of the night is just these 3 sockets, just standard, normal Craftsman vintage made in the USA sockets. I have a lot of these. I can't remember how many listings I have, but it's a lot. And then a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, I decided I wanted to get rid of all of them, and I dropped the price way down. So these only sold for $9.99, and they probably could sell for that much each if I let them sit forever, but enough's enough. These things have got to go. So how much does it weigh? 8 ounces. I'm gonna wait to put them in the envelope, because it's easier to put the label on when it's flat. So I'll put the label on, then seal it all up. 8 ounces. This is gonna be 9 by 7 by 3, maybe 2. 9 by 7 by 2, and they're going to Y in Idaho. There's some numbers in here that make me think this might be a freight forwarding company, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to set this aside and finish that packing after I put the labels on. So I am right now going to buy labels for all of these, and then I'll come back and give you a whole lowdown on all of the exact profits that I make on each of these items and how much money we made total for the day, and see how we're doing. It's only the second day of the month, but I think we're doing okay right now. So let's do that right now. All right, all of these boxes are done, labeled, ready to go. This little pyramid is going to go out on the porch tomorrow and get taken by my postal carrier. So let's look at how much money we made today. It's not bad. It could be a little better, but it's not bad. So we'll start with the Crown Royal hat. That sold for $19.99. I charged a flat fee of $7.22 shipping, and the actual shipping was only $4.69. So we make a little bit of money off the shipping. The eBay fees were $3.69. I also had a promotional fee of 61 cents. I'm like slowly removing those promotions from all my listings, but this one, you could see it didn't help me. I mean, I've had this listed with a promotion on it for 3 years, 2.5 years, and it did not sell until this time. So it didn't sell because of that promotion. So I'm removing all of those promotions. It's just going to take me a little while to do it. So in the end, that hat earned $18.22. Not too bad. The Gibson Friends from Around the World greeting cards, vintage cards, $19.15 profit. That stupid giant Pyrex bowl that I probably spent $12 in shipping materials earned me $12.75. So maybe I made 75 cents on that bowl. Who knows? And then with my luck, it'll get smashed in delivery, and then I'll be losing all that profit of 75 cents. The NFL, the Chicago Bears coat, salute to service jacket earned $44.55, and then those Stomp-All game pieces I sent to that lady, $5.99, so $6 profit on those. And finally, that last order that came in, 3 Craftsman sockets, $11.22. So right now we're at a total profit for the day. It's 9:37 right now. We have a lot of time for more sales to come. The total profit is $111.87, which is, it's not bad, but I'm shooting for $200 a day. Like, I need to make $193 on average every day for the rest of the year in order to reach my goal, my profit goal of $50,000. So it's telling me these days that are $100 and a little bit over $100, we need more money coming in. So, I mean, if I don't get that goal, it's not gonna break me. You know, I'm gonna be fine. But I really want to get there. And I need to make $193 a day on average to get there. So right now it's only 2 days of the month, but 2 days in, our average profit per day is $194.68. So if tomorrow we only make $100, we're dropping down to $163 average profit. So we basically got to have like some really, really strong sales days, and they have to continue through the whole year. So, well, I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and just keep grinding away at this and hope that these sales come in, because 50 grand would go a long way towards letting me seriously consider early retirement in 3 years, which I feel like I kind of need that right now. I need to be able to just run my own business and leave my day job behind. But I can't do that until 3 years from now, and I have to be making enough money here to justify leaving that job. So I hope it'll work out for me. If you want to see if it does, subscribe, follow along. I make a new video every day, and I'm just tracking my journey to the end of the year. So come along with me. That's it for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.